Peace and blessings. This is Jakim from the Hard Talk with Jakim show. Can't get enough of the Hard Talk with Jakim show? You can email us at btom6164@gmail.com. That's bthomp6164@gmail.com. Peace. Peace and blessings. This is Jakim from the Hard Talk with Jakim show. Can't get enough of the Hard Talk with Jakim show? You can email us at btom6164@gmail.com. That's bthomp6164@gmail.com. Peace. Hey, hello. This is your man, Jakim Muhammad, with the Hard Talk with Jakim on a Tuesday. Yes, it's almost 5 o'clock here, right on the East Coast. So we're coming out of Newcastle, Wilmington, Delaware. So we usually I come out and it's Friday nights at 7 p.m., but not tonight. Tonight, actually, we're going to be doing a quick show tonight, and we're going to have a Friday, and I'm one guest on someone's show on Saturday. I'll give you all the details, and it'll be in the description. So listen. In Delaware, we're now within that range for the primary. Yes, the Republican and Democratic primary is coming up on September 13th. Being today is September 6th, we've only got a certain amount of days before you can pick whatever much that you want to pick. Now, I'm going to say this, and I want to be very clear to you. I want you to go out there and vote. Go out there, cast your vote. For whatever ding-dong you want to cast your vote for, cast your vote for. Now, if you choose not to cast your vote, but to go to the polls anyway, I don't know if that's an option. The reason why I brought that up is because the other day I was on the 13 bus going down DuPont Highway, and somebody asked me, said, Jakim, can I just go in there and just vote for one person and don't vote for anyone else? Well, you might have to check out the Department of Elections if you could do that, and I would think that you could do that. If you know anything about that, please let me know. We'll do that. So let me just say this. We love to start every show and tell you this. We start off small and get big. We start off a little weak. But no, not today. We're going to start off strong. Everything is political. One of the problems that I have is somebody talking to me and telling me that, oh my God, I don't want to get political. I don't really want to play politics, especially when I hear from black folks. When I hear black folks say that, it almost gets me to cringe. I say, well, do you know that street light in your neighborhood that's been out? It's political. That curb in your neighborhood that has not been repaired, it's political. The reasons why you can't do certain businesses in your neighborhood, it's political. The reason why you can't get into any businesses because other people have now dominated the industry, taken all the wealth with ill-gotten gains, is political. So in my book, everything is political. So listen, again, for Delaware, the primary is September 13th. Now, we do have some early voting, and if you've already contacted, I think it's a little late now, to get your ballots in, to get ballots sent to you so that you can get the voting in. But this is 2022, and we have a big election in 2024. Listen, I've been talking to a lot of people in Delaware. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about Delaware, then I'm going to go to the rest of the national. I've been talking to a lot of people in Delaware. The people are going to come out to run for office in 2024. We have big races. We also have a presidential race at the time. We have big races here. Please don't go and be a dipsy doodle and don't vote. I want you to get out there and vote. And I want you to pay attention to the candidates that we have here in Delaware. A lot of them have not been vetted. Again, I'm going to talk to you right now. A lot of your elected officials here in Delaware have been elected officials maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 campaign seasons. They've been elected officials, but they really have not been vetted. I want you to go and find that information. It's out there. Believe you me, the information is out there. The Kathy McGinnis, Democratic, Lydia York, that's a funny situation. We'll talk about it after we have a winner in this primary. We'll talk about some of the Republican knuckleheads, some of the Democratic knuckleheads, some of the Green. I think we got a Green Party here. Yeah, we do have a Green Party. They actually have some candidates that stand for nothing. If you stand only for environmental issues and don't stand for social justice issues or social, racial, environmental issues, then to me, in my book, you stand for nothing. That's what it lands for me. That's where it lands for me. Okay. So, we're into responsible solutions to improve the situations. And I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about some things that's been going on, man. Listen, if you haven't been paying attention to MSNBC, CNN, Fox, whatever, then hooray. Congratulations for you. Kudos for you. If you haven't been paying attention to them, because believe you me, they are not giving you the information that you need. They are not giving you the information that is requested for the American people. They're not giving the information for black folks here. What they do is do well. They do the work for the elites. They do the work for the billionaires. They do the work. Give you a perfect example. In campaign finance, a couple of years ago, there was a decision that the Supreme Court allowed companies to invest in campaigns, in sponsoring campaign, putting ads out. Of course, you know what I'm talking about. Citizens United. Well, the Citizens United decision by the Supreme Court was a terrible decision for democracy here in the United States because it allowed a lot of greedy, filthy, extravagant money into the process. Don't get me wrong. We all know that it was already there from Jump Street. We already know that long time ago, they've been putting money into campaigns. But the Citizen United ruling actually destroyed it. Now, here in Delaware, northern Delaware, we get most of our TV coverage from the Philadelphia market. So we've got a number of races that's going on in Pennsylvania right now in 2022, not 2024, but 2022, that are showing why television stations like Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC, all of those big television people love the decision by Citizen United, by the Supreme Court. They love it because they are getting extravagant money for ad campaigns. Whether it be the Dr. Oz against Fetterman, whether it be the Josh Shapiro against the other ding dong, there's a lot of money to be made by the television stations. That's why you don't hear the television stations complaining so much about Citizen United ruling. That's why you don't hear it. You don't hear anything about why the Citizen United ruling by the Supreme Court almost a decade ago, more than a decade ago, really destroyed our democracy. We have tons of money moving into the political realm. And the Citizen United ruling actually gave it a turbo boost, if you want to call it. Gave it a turbo boost. So now it doesn't matter where you're at in this country. Thousands of dollars are being spent on campaigns in this country. And a lot of that campaign ain't even coming from the state in which the person is running. Give you a perfect example. These super PACs and the PACs that we have in Pennsylvania, that they have over there in Pennsylvania, a lot of them have maybe a Pennsylvania title in their name, but they may be coming from West Virginia, they may be coming from Montana, they may be coming from Colorado. The Citizen United ruling by the Supreme Court was just as bad as the last Supreme Court term, which had a whole bunch of ruling, including Roe versus Wade. Also, the Miranda warning ruling was terrible. Terrible. You cannot tell me that the Supreme Court is impartial. I do not buy it. Do not give it to me, and do not tell me. And for all of you Supreme Court scholars out there that would love to talk to us about the law and say we don't know, let me tell you something. The Supreme Court, not for 1 second do I believe that they are impartial. And the Citizens United is really messing up. Now, here in Delaware, let me just give you a little bit of stuff here in Delaware. In Delaware, you used to be able to run a campaign for a state representative, maybe not a state senator, but a state representative, $5,000 or less. Those days are over. If you're not getting more than $5,000 to get some stuff out of here, that's it. Now, compared to the rest of the country, that's a very small amount. But what's going to happen is just what happens all over. Because it's not being checked, because it's not a check on companies and super PACs and PACs putting in money, this number is just going to steadily go up, up, and up. Whether it be state representative or a city council or just a county council race, which is a larger one. So again, I'm going to talk about that. So Friday, on Friday, 7 p.m., we're going to be talking about Jackson, Mississippi. I know a lot of y'all probably heard a lot of stuff about the water situation, but I'm going to talk to you about the water situation right here in Delaware as well, and the correlation between Flint, Michigan, Jackson, Mississippi, Delaware, and even Newark, New Jersey. Newark, New Jersey, a couple of years ago had a big problem with the lead, and I think they still. Don't get me started on that. We're also going to be talking about the trap. Oh yeah, you know the trap, the drugs, the alcohol, whatever. And we're going to talk about something that I know pretty extensive, sports betting. We're going to talk a little bit about sports betting and the Black community. We're going to talk about some of the reasons why when the state got into the betting game, it was all hands to destroy our Black communities. It's just another tool. So Friday, we're going to talk about that. Right now, I just want to talk about one thing before I leave out of here. We was just going to do a 15-minute thing today just to test out our new camera. Our new camera, we got a Canon. Yay! We've got a Canon camera, so we're testing it out as a webcam. It's going out pretty decent. It's all right. We're going to be doing more stuff. Remember, I told you we've been super busy. Oh, let me give a big shout out to the Yancey family. Big shout out to Barbara Honey. Barbara Honey, we went yesterday to Lums Park out here in Delaware, had a good time, was able to do some stuff on Labor Day and do that. I did not want to go into Wilmington to see the Labor Day parade, what we call the sucker politician parade, because there's something off about that. All the politicians come out for Labor Day to march with the so-called unions, and I say that the so-called unions because paid bought for it just like everybody else. They come out and march with so-called unions that are moving. Now, I am 100% union man. Always have been. Since the day I've started working, I have been in one union or another. So I love unions. I love the idea of unions. What I don't like is when unions endorse a candidate who has been nothing but anti-union and then try to tell the membership this was the best choice because they're going to win, blah, 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 blah. And it's to me, it's tasteless, it's vulgar. I've seen it done in my union in New York City, the one that I had in the longest, the COBA. Seen it done for many, many times. Most of the times, these people are pathological liars, the union bosses, the people who run the union. There's some great people in the union. Don't get me wrong. Great, fantastic people in union. Doesn't matter what type of union. It could be the trade union. It could even be the PBA, the police, or down here where most of the union for for our safety people. Well, most for cops is like the FOP. Great people. There could be some great people there. But the leadership, oh my God, the leadership is such a bunch of pathological fried liars. It's terrible. Now you got that pathological fried liars mixed in with people who want to either stay in power or they want to get in power, and you got them marching down in Wilmington for the Labor Day parade. What a piece of work. That's why I went to the Yancey Honey picnic out in Lums Park, because I felt that would be a better place, and it felt good and good food. And I had some fried fish. So there we go. All right. So again, like I said, we're going to be doing a show on Friday. We're going to be hitting a lot of topics. I'm going to hit a topic that got some coverage, but not enough coverage. Here's the topic that I'm going to talk about on Friday as well. We're going to talk about the Duke volleyball player who was racially vilified. And I actually believe you can call it a lynching. Racially lynched when she went to play at BYU. The racial epithets that were, well, the racial slurs and everything else that were given to that female young lady. I don't like to use the word female. We use that in law enforcement all the time. I always like to say young lady. We're going to be talking about that and why Duke, the school she actually plays for, did nothing, and why those types of incidents still happen today in 2022. We're also going to be talking about, of course, we're going to be talking about more politics. I really want to play one of those. I think I'm going to have to record one of those Oz commercials, Dr. Oz and Fetterman commercial, because both of them, those commercials are laughable. Both of them are laughable. We're going to be talking about some discrimination. Of course, we're going to be talking about the water crisis in Mississippi. We're going to be talking about the water crisis right here. In fact, let me just give you a preview. About a month and a half ago, our water here in Dunleith. See, I live in the People's Republic of Dunleith, and in the People's Republic of Dunleith, our water was bad. Not only our water bad, but other water that gets their water supply from Wilmington. It was brownish. And sometimes, and then later, it just had a funky smell to it. So we called up, me and other leaders called up to the water department, and they believed that it was an algae bloom. But let me just say this. When we called, they actually did not know about it. They actually said, wow, thank you for letting us know. So in the future, water is going to be one of the biggest things that's going to be important for us on this planet. Well, it's always been this. Water has always been important. People have gone and countries have gone to war for water rights, but now water rights is even more important. And we're going to talk a little bit about Hurricane Katrina. Y'all remember that one, right? Louisiana. Gulf Coast, early 2000s, how that has changed the racist environmental policies that still continue to go on today. Some of it has changed, some of it is changed for the worse. And believe you me, you can tie a nice line. You probably have to go around the corner, but you could tie a nice line to what happened to Katrina to Flint, Michigan, and what's happening in Jackson, Mississippi. So, again, this has been your man, Jakim, for the Hard Talk with Jakim. See me Friday. I think we're going to have some really good stuff, so I'm going to check you out. Peace and blessings to y'all. Y'all have a great night. Peace. Peace and blessings. This is Jakim from the Hard Talk with Jakim show. Can't get enough of the Hard Talk with Jakim show? You can email us at btom6164@gmail.com. That's BTHOMP6164@gmail.com. Peace.